Here are my three weird top. Here are my three top. Here are my three weird top tips on how to learn English, because why not? See, my reason for learning English was literally because of survival. When I moved to America from Russia as a kid, I got into many fights for being the foreign kid in school.
Before I give my tips, I really wanted to find out why Korean people want to learn English so bad. So I decided to ask one of my friends who happens to be an expert in learning English to see what he thinks.
형 감사합니다. More polite.
Better?
More. Okay.
I never thought that learning English was something that was cool. So I was a bit shocked whenever I found out that in Korea it's considered kind of cool to be able to speak English. So I didn't really understand that, but Sola put it to me in a really good way. She said, it's like having a six-pack. You don't have to have it, but if you do, it's cool. So I guess I can understand it that way. My situation was different for learning English because I had to survive. For example, on my very first day in school in America, I actually got... Baby!
Sorry.
It's okay. On my very first day of school in America, I actually got beat up by a black girl during recess, and I didn't fight back because I was always taught not to hit a girl. But that was my reality for quite a long time in America. No matter how many different schools I moved to, it was always the exact same problem. So you can say I was really fired up to learn English. But the thing is, I hated studying English, and I actually didn't study English at all. Zero. Well, since I couldn't really make friends at the time, I made my own imaginary friend. And that's my tip number one, is an imaginary friend. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Wanna watch some cartoons?
Hell yeah.
So since I couldn't really talk to anybody, I would just pretend like I was talking to somebody in English. I would hear the conversation in my head that was going on back and forth in English, even though it was really broken English. Since I hated studying so much, my favorite thing to do as a kid was watch cartoons, and I think, wow, I've consumed thousands and thousands of hours of cartoons. Which is my tip number two. Find something that you enjoy to watch, because it really helps develop your listening skills. And also, since while they're speaking, you also have a visual to look at, and that might help you to be able to understand the situation. I'm actually doing the exact same thing with Korean. I'm watching a lot of Korean TV shows and Korean dramas. Even though I don't understand most of the time, I'm actually learning a lot more than I think I am. Baby! What's the name of the drama we're watching now? Watching Ungsa right now, on episode 15. Okay, and here's my last tip that really truly helped me out a lot. So since I was being bullied quite often, I found music for comfort, especially hip-hop, because every time I put on the headphones, I just felt really tough and strong, and it really helped me to keep going. Now the side effect of that is that I was actually learning English, and my listening skills was developing a lot and drastically, because, you know, some rappers rap really fast, and my brain was getting used to hearing that fast English, and I would also imitate it. I think it's called shadowing. Even though I didn't know what I was saying, I was still forcing myself to speak.
Fuck rap, bust like an addict with a semi-automatic, who then I had it here ready for anybody to butt back. Hold up, it's a vibe, ain't no way in hell we're living and barely alive. We were so sad, no, fuck that. Bobby feeling villainous is killing this. I'm coming for your man and his lady and even the baby, and I'm feeling like I'm chicka.
My English developed to a point to where I had no accent, and I could speak perfectly without even communicating with anybody at all in English other than my imaginary friend that I had. So I don't think it matters on your location or if you have any foreign friends or not to learn English, because if I did it, I'm sure you can do it too, especially with the wide amount of resources that we have now.
Even though I was in US, I still ended up learning English by myself inside the room, and I know English is something that Korean people worry about a lot. So I don't want you to worry. because it took me about 5 years on my own in a room to learn how to speak English properly and fluently without an accent. It took a really long time, so I hope it's something that you don't feel too discouraged about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Please let me know about your journey, or do you have any difficulties learning English, or do you think these tips help? I don't know if my tips are actually going to help anybody. But anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Bye!